Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Today we're going to look at the Obsession, I'm going to say fixation, but it's called the Final Pro X bow from Obsession. Now this is a target bow, 38 inches axle, so the length from there to there, 38 inches. Speeds of 330 feet per second, so this is extremely fast target bow. It comes in a whole heap of different colors. This is the I'm going to say metallic glitter orange color. It also comes in a green, a dark green and a light green glitter color. It comes in a purple, a white. These are all glitter colors. Anyway, it comes in a whole heap of different colors, like heaps and heaps. Now there's definitely 3 color options on this bow. I'm going to get the name wrong again. The Final Pro X. It comes in an orange cam, a red cam, and a black cam as an option. You can change the colors of your strings when you order it. This was ordered with orange strings. It comes with a Saunders roller slide, which is an angled cable guard. The bow itself, I think the specs on this bow are 4.5 in mass weight. Now this bow feels very heavy for me, so I'm going to grab the scales again. Now I've set up this bow with a whisker biscuit and a sight. So let's just check the weight of this bow. It's weighing, this one has it at 5.26 pounds, so it's quite a heavy riser. Now this bow is right up against, in price point, right up against your shoot down from PSE, top of the range target bow, right up against your Elite, right up against your top of the range Hoyts as far as price is concerned. So let's have a bit of look through this bow. Now these feature the limb dampeners, which is unique to Obsession. These are pretty cool. Like, I don't know how well they work. I've done a couple of bow reviews and the bows have all felt pretty good. The cams, this is a binary cam system. It's a 2-track system. So you have your string on this side and the cable runs on. So as you pull it back, the cable's going to run down here and it's going to run off here. It has a draw stop here, which allows you to adjust the let off. The draw length is adjusted through modules, which you have to purchase. You need a bow press to change these. So the modules are actually screwed on here, here, and there using Torx. You need a bow press to basically take those off, which is a bit of a pain. This one is featured with the number 1 module, which is a bit weird. This is 28.5 inches, so the speed on this will be a little bit under what we get on other bows, but I'm going to compare it against the PSE. Now the PSE is going to be about 56 pounds, this bow is going to be on 60, so I'm happy to compare it. The limbs are the straight Gordon glass, but these limbs look a little bit different. I'm going to try and zoom up so you can see up close. They look like they're wrapped in a fabric of some kind. I'm going to go to the end. So it doesn't look like anything I've seen before. It looks like a fabric. These things on the end are meant to stop the bow if you dry fire it, stop the limbs pulling apart. You can see there the pattern on the limb. It's definitely not straight fiberglass. This is definitely covered in something. I don't know why, but I know the fixation, which we reviewed yesterday, didn't have that, so that's interesting. Now the limb pockets are a full metal limb pocket. The sides just simply bolt on. Now, although this is a complete metal limb pocket, I'm going to compare it to the PSE. There. Now the PSE limb pocket is a single piece machined out of a single bit of steel. So the PSE one is, I'm going to say, a better limb pocket. There's more work involved. There's nothing wrong with this limb pocket here. The limbs bolt on under here. I'm hoping you can see that. They bolt in there. This is a fine limb pocket system. It's just not as expensive and as hard to produce as the PSE, which is fully machined out of a single block. But this bow looks really, really nice. The grip is, I'm going to say, a little bit fatter than the other Obsessions which I've tested, and I've tested the turmoil and the fixation so far. So this is the Final Pro X. and this grip is a little bit wider and probably a little bit squarer than the other two. So it's not so elite-like and not so Hoyt-like in the grip. That's just my opinion. They feature the nice little wood things here and there, which is pretty standard on your Obsessions. But the grip to me feels a little bit wider. It's still rounded, but it is what it is. The limb bolts, you can see here the limb bolt. So you've got heaps of adjustment on the poundage of the limb bolt as far as wanting out. Now it doesn't go into a little round thing there, which would be nice to stop the risers stripping out. If people wind the limbs out too far. The rear stabilizer mount, it's a little insert, which is I kind of like, and there's a little insert in the front there for your front stabilizer. That being a little bit different to the other boat companies who don't use these little inserts. But overall, heaps of colors, which I love. I love heaps of colors. I love heaps of custom things here. I love that concept. So with a binary cam system, the problem's always going to be cam lean because you have no yokes here. Now to eliminate cam lean, you can basically move your wheels left or right. And there is a washer either side, although it's really not much of adjustment here. So what we're going to do first off is look at cam alignment on this. We grab an arrow, we put it down the face of the cam. I'm going to do it the other way. The face of the cam, and then we see kind of where it sits. Now I'm going to spin it around so you can see how far off it is. So there's the point off the string. So it's not too bad. I mean, there, right up against the string. So you can see how far it is off. That's the top one, and we'll do it down the bottom. Now the bottom one is almost spot on. The point should obviously be a little bit to the side, so it runs down, but that's pretty close. Now the way PSE overcome cam lean is each limb is a different poundage. With this Obsession, they're all basically number 42s, so each one of these limbs is identical in poundage. So basically the way they're doing their cam lean is eliminating is based by moving these limbs left or right on the cam system. Now the concept of shimming cams, shimming your wheels, is pretty standard. Matthews and PSE and most bows you can shim to avoid cam lean. So we're going to shoot this through a chronograph and then shoot this at 18 meters, and I'm also going to compare it chronograph speed compared to the Perform, and the Perform set at 28.5 at 56 pounds, because they should be pretty similar speeds. Given this bow is about 4 pounds heavier, this bow should be faster, but I'm going to be interested in how much faster it is. So let's see how this bow draws, let's see how it shoots, and 18 meters and through a chronograph. So the first thing we're going to test on the final Pro X is the draw cycle. So let's just try out the draw cycle. This bow's set on 60 pounds, 29 inches. We've tied the D-loop in incorrectly, so that's fine, but let's just draw it back and see what the draw cycle's like on this bow. I expect this bow to be pretty quick. So it starts off pretty solid, and it's actually hurting my shoulder to draw this bow back. I forgot to mention there's actually two lower mount spots, one there and one there, so it's pretty hard on my shoulder, and I'm going to be interested to compare the Perform to this draw cycle. So let's just pull this bow back. There. Oh, the valley is just there, then you let it off just a smidge. That hurt my shoulder. the valley doesn't really exist. The valley is so small, and that's where you're getting your big speed from on this bow. So how does it compare in the draw cycle to the other target bows? The Prevail from Hoyt, the Perform from PSE, the Matthews TRX. I'm going to say it's pretty similar as far as the small valley, fairly rapid drop off. I'm going to say the PSE is probably a little bit better than the other companies in draw cycle. This is not too bad. You can tell it's a fast bow. I've got a feeling the let off is higher on this bow than your PSE. I'm going to guess it's 80%, but I'd have to look that up. It feels, it may be 70%, but the PSE is about 65. So let's just have a shot. Let's see how it feels. Felt pretty good. Now I shot that with a TKO arrow. I think it was a TKO. And I shot 273. The TKO is a Victory VAP 350. So 273. Now I normally shoot the speed tests with velocities. These are 400s with a 90 grain point, 320 grains. So we'll just check the speed. So 273, the TKO is pretty heavy, so let's compare the speed with this one. .295. Now the wall is solid. You've got two limb stops hitting the wall, so this is as solid as it gets as far as draw cycles. It draws back really nice. I'm more comfortable with the draw cycle now than when I first drew it back, and that was the first time, just then on video. So I'm more comfortable now. Speed's not bad. So let's just fire one more. So 295. The bow feels quite quiet to shoot. 297 speed. Bow feels really nice to shoot. Feels natural in the hand, comes out. More vibration, when I say vibration, more kick out. You can see the bow falls backwards in my hand, so it's kicking out more than the fixation did. The fixation is definitely a nicer bow to shoot as far as just vibration in the shot afterwards. There's no vibration in the shot, but it's sort of coming back. Now the reason they do that is for the stabilizers, so you can shoot when you fit stabilizers, it balances it up more. But it's pretty nice. I don't mind it. It's pretty good. Now in the past I've compared the Perform to the Prevail to the TRX from Matthews, and I said the TRX probably had the least shock out of all the bows. I thought the Perform was the best drawing bow. This is really a bow, in my opinion. It's pretty good. Like up against those three bows, the draw cycle, the draw cycle is pretty good. I'm just going to try and let down. That's pretty good. The vibration afterwards pretty good. I think probably the Matthews has less vibration, but yeah, this is not too bad, and it's going to be cheaper. So it's the same sort of price as the shoot down. $295. Feels pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Perform through the chronograph with the same arrow, and let's see what speed we get. Okay, so my Perform set on about 56, 55 pounds. So the first arrow I'm going to shoot is that TKO, which I think we got thought it was a TKO. No, I think it was a straight VAP. It was a VAP with 140 grain points, which shot 276. So let's see what the perform shoots. Given it's 6 pounds, 5 pounds lighter, and it should have the same IBO speed. Oh man, I tell you, this to draw back, I thought they were pretty similar. No, this feels like a kid's bow. .262, and I think the other one shot 276. So now we're going to shoot the normal ones, which shot 297, I think 295. This feels like a kid's bow. I'm a bit embarrassed to shoot this package now. Now I'm going to say I haven't been shooting 60 pounds because I found I was shaking around a lot, so I have been shooting lighter. .285, so 10 feet per second slower, about 5 pounds lighter in draw weight, and the bows feel, well, this one, because it's so much lighter, feels feels easy. So let's take the Obsession back to 18 and give it a try. Okay, so we're here at 18 meters to try out. Now it's pretty windy, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's a fair bit of wind. So I don't know what the sound's going to be like, but let's shoot some arrows at 18 meters and see how this bow groups. Now I've just got a basic whisker biscuit, basic D-loop, a basic 5-pin sight. Now, I normally have 2 cameras. I've lost my other camera, and that was a terrible shot. In practice, they went in the gold, so. That one was in the gold. So I had one of my customers say to me, his next bow, he said he'll get one of these. He said it looks awesome. He loves the concept of the orange cams. Look, it's a nice bow. It really is to shoot. I didn't know about it before. I mean, what I liked about Obsession, let's go with what I liked first off. I liked the concept that there was very little warranty problems with them. I love the concept of the cams being able to change the colors. I love the options of all the different colors and the risers. I think they look good. I think the design of the bow looks pretty. I think it's a pretty looking bow. I think the price point's pretty much where it needs to be in the product. And they had a bow in every category where you want to sort of tick the box. They don't do the beginner's bows, but they've got, you know, your $1,000 bow, which is of good quality, and then they do your top of the line hunting bow, your top of the line target bow. So I was like, well, they've got a good range of bows. The delivery time wasn't too bad. It took, from the time you ordered, it took 8 weeks to get here. So that's obviously in Australia to my door. So 8 weeks, that was okay. I think I ordered mid-January and it arrived here, I think, mid-March. But that was a good shot. Now, I'm going to say I just did the review yesterday of the fixation, so it's fresh in my mind what that bow feels like. I'm going to say the fixation feels easier to shoot than this bow. And you're going to say, why? This is a 38-inch axle bow. It should be more forgiving to shoot. And you're absolutely correct. It's slower also, so it should be more forgiving. Bigger brace height should be more forgiving. But you know what? It doesn't have the balance that the fixation has. The fixation's got a much better balance in the hand. Now that will change as soon as if it stabilizes to this bow. So So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how this bow groups. There is a bit of wind, so I am moving around the gold a bit. I'm even moving out to the red in the aim, so but the bow, as far as I'm concerned, it feels good to shoot. I think I'd shoot good scores with this bow if I shot it. Modules are a pain because you need a bow press to work on this bow. The bow's a little bit heavy in my opinion for like ladies and kids, for juniors, unless you're already into that heavy bow category. Then again, all the target bows these days are heavy, as far as your Hoyt Prevail, your TRX, your PSE are all heavy bows now. So the only light target bow really made, in my opinion, the Phenom from PSE, $1,000 price point, but that's almost a budget target bow. The Dragonfly from Win and Win, a bit over £4. They start to, maybe the Chinese one, they sort of drop away, and it's like you really want that lighter target bow. Now I'm going to say at Vegas, the final 15 or 16 archers at Vegas, there was no obsessions being shot. None. This bow is good enough to win. It really is. And all that tells me is the top archers aren't getting, Obsession's not paying the top archers to shoot their product, because this bow is good enough to win. It shoots nice enough, and I tell you, any archer would shoot this bow extremely well. But they're clearly not paying the big dollars to get the top shooters to shoot their product. And let's just take the companies that featured in the Vegas shootout. I think there was 4 elites. I think there was 4 Matthews, there was 2 Hoyts. Now Hoyt paid lots of money, but only got 2 through. Martin obviously won the event. They didn't pay the guy. There's only 1 Martin to shoot off. I think there was 4 PSEs as well. So I think it was 4 Matthews, 4 elites. Be pretty close to being kind of where I was at. So there's no obsessions, and this is a pretty good, I think there was a few primes too. So yeah, prime pay a few archers, a few top archers. And that's the thing, if you're an archer and you don't look at this product because you go, the top shooters aren't shooting it, it's not because it's not a good product. It's clearly not. Those top archers are getting paid to shoot that product. I mean, even the guy who won Vegas with the Martin, I'm going to say Axiom, God, whatever that bow was called. That will be a fine bow to shoot, no question about it. It's going to be a similar price point to this. The problem I have with that bow, it only comes in black cams and it comes in white. Like, you're a target shooter, you want the options of colours. And Obsession do some great colours, then things that stand out, and you won't, and at your club, if you shoot an Obsession, you're probably going to be the only person there shooting it, which is kind of nice in many regards. Now, I didn't feel like I shot those shots as good as the fixation or the turmoil I shot. There is wind, so it was shaking around. So let's go up to that target and see, but I don't think it's impressive at all. And my eyesight's not that good at 18, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so I'm up here at the target now. I can't get my fingers around the whole lot. That was my first arrow, but then I threw a couple more up the top. The grouping is nowhere near as good as what I shot yesterday. With the fixation, it's not as good as I shot with the turmoil. In fact, the grouping is more similar to what I shot with the shoot down. So, like, that's my grouping, 2 hands I need to get around. I can't remove one arrow and get my fingers around it, so it's clearly not as good. The weather's not as good here. I still can't get my fingers around it. I can kind of get my fingers around it now. So I've taken out 3 arrows, I can kind of get it. So my summary with the Obsession fixation, I think it's a beautiful bow with lots of color options, cam color options, string color options straight out of the factory. I love that about the bow. I think the price is about where it needs to be on the marketplace. I think it's a nice bow to shoot. I think my grouping's very similar as what I shot with the PSE Perform and the shoot down in the same sort of test. I wasn't overly wrapped with it. And my conclusion I've made was, because I'm actually holding back more weight and it's not as well balanced, I actually shake around more. So you might find I shoot better groups with lots of the hunting bows. Now, given that I did shoot really good groups with the Chinese target bow. But I would have no question I could shoot good scores with the Obsession Final Cut, Final Pro X. Final Cut's the next one we're going to do, but overall it's a really nice bow. Like the overall finish. Modules are a pain to adjust. The draw stop's great, and the weight of the bow you have to be comfortable with before you go to it. It's no use grabbing a 3-pound bow and then going to this weight bow, because you're going to have troubles. Once I have troubles, it's going to take you a while to build up to it. So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. The Obsession Final Pro X, really I like the bow overall. The grip feels nice. I love the colors. I think if you can get a chance to go in and try the top target bows, have a go with the Obsession, because I think it's really up there. Bang for the buck, money for money. I think the PSE draws back a little bit better, but it's right there next to it. There's not a lot of difference between those top target bows in the price bracket. And we're comparing the Matthews and the Hoyt, which are more expensive. But these are pretty good bows, and I think they'll shoot really well, and there'd be no reason at all why I'd be crossing the Obsession off, except for the modules, and that's a bit of a pain to adjust. So anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. The more you shoot, the better you'll shoot, and thanks for watching. Thank you, bye.